You're listening to the Future of Convenience podcast, featuring senior retail executives and experts in the global convenience and mobility industry.
Joining me around the table today is Roy Horgan, Group Executive Vice President for Marketing and Comms at Vusion. Welcome, Roy.
Thank you.
Elaine Kanak, old friend Elaine, back again. You're the Chief Marketing Officer at Vontier.
Yes, thanks for having me. Always excited to be back on the show.
And Tarang, we met yesterday and had a really good chat, didn't we? So thanks for joining us. You're a pretty experienced guy in terms of the things we're talking about today. Ex-BP, ex-7-Eleven, and now with VenHub as EVP Product and Technology. Welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
What if opening a store didn't take months, but days? VenHub is redefining convenience retail with fully autonomous, plug-and-play smart stores that operate 24/7 with zero staff on site. From airports to campuses to mixed-use developments, VenHub delivers always open access, real-time data, and faster paths to revenue. This is the future of convenience retail. Learn more at venhub.com.
So we're here at NRF. Why is NRF important?
Why is NRF important? It's like, well, firstly, it's the first big show of the year, bar CES. So it gives you an opportunity to, I suppose, one, let all your New Year's resolutions of non-drinking go out the door, right? So that's one opportunity. But the reality here is, you know, we start planning for NRF basically when it finishes. We start thinking about what are our innovations, what are we going to show, how do we top it? Obviously, for us, it's all about showcasing how we have implemented and implementing our connected store strategy.
You made a great start because, I mean, one of your colleagues had the panel with that German DM, that German drugstore operator, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, honestly, and that actually, you know, what we've developed there really, and what we were known for originally was obviously we're rolling out Bluetooth digital pricing at Walmart, and everyone thinks, right, well, if you can do it at Walmart, maybe it's not for us because we're not Walmart, right? We can't achieve the investment and the integration and even the joint up thinking that Walmart have because they're so sophisticated and so advanced. But actually what it shows is actually the applications there are for everyone. So it really comes down to the retailer that has the desire to go further and just digitize their shelf in terms of pricing. At DM, they're looking at it, obviously they have a huge customer base of, you know, Gen Z, a lot of, like it's a drugstore, but you know, the largest purchaser of L'Oreal products in Europe, right?
Yeah, so, absolutely. Well, you made a great start to what's an exciting event. Elaine, what do you think of NRF? We often meet at the NAC show.
Yeah, this is my first time at NRF, and I'm so excited to be here and seeing the kind of innovation and new technologies that are emerging in the space, and what we can take back and bring to NACs as well.
Yeah, and it's a vibrant show. And Tarang, you've been here many times.
Yes. So, you know, last 10 years, I've represented a retailer technology team at NRF, and why I think NRF is really important is when this is the one place where it is not just a vertical of retail focused, but retail technology focused. And I think some of the innovations that I have picked up from here have made some pretty important leaps on how retailers operate. This year, though, is my first year as a retail technology provider from outside of retailer.
So you see a different side of the event.
Yes, I'm seeing a different side of the event.
Which one would you prefer? What would you prefer? What side of the table?
So I prefer retail technology side of the table because as a retailer at 7-Eleven, I was building retail technology and consumer technology just for our brand.
Yeah.
At BP, I was leading a business called Crosscode and a Nify app, and we were actually empowering the mom and pop entrepreneurs who were running convenience stores, and we were selling them that technology. Although it felt like we were bound by the brand, right? So now I want to be completely unshackled.
Yeah.
Right? And other reason that I love, I think something has to happen in the retail space. This space is, I'll use Henry Ford's analogy. This, in 1940s or 30s, whenever there were horse carts,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I think this space has made the horse carts better, more automated.
But we need you're looking for a revolution.
Yes, I'm looking for
Let's just
car.
stay on that revolution. So what does Roy? What does the retail landscape look from your point of view at Vusion? What does it look like? The retail landscape.
What does it look like? I think today what it looks like, it's quite disjointed. I think we're again, obviously AI has put a lot of confusion out there in terms of how to navigate these things. And we talk about these things, but how do we land it? And actually, the reality is retail hasn't changed in 5,000 years, right? You have a product, you have to sell it. We have to just do it more efficiently because obviously cost. But we have to be able to navigate AI in a way that it actually goes back to those core principles. We have to get products on the shelf, make customers happy, and consistently look at how do we reduce costs to serve. That's just simple, right? That's a simple premise, but how you navigate it is complicated.
Yeah, and Elaine, you agree on that?
Yeah, so I think you're going to see more practical applications of AI inside the store and on the forecourt in the convenience retail space in the near term. A couple of examples of things I've seen that are really tangible are we have a car wash business where we use computer vision to do license plate recognition and then serve up customized offers as consumers are coming into the car wash. Or we have an EV charging software platform that helps with self-healing, so it really maximizes uptime of your assets, which gets at sort of the productivity challenges that we have in the industry.
I love that because it takes the friction out of it, right?
Yes, and it means a better consumer experience as well, right? So the customer then doesn't have to experience the pain of like an EV charger that doesn't work. I think dynamic pricing is actually another use case that you see, more prevalent in Europe than it is in the US, but I think it's probably coming, and you guys are a great example of that. So I think, there's a lot of sort of practical applications of AI that are coming to fruition right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tarang, what about the revolution that you were kind of just leading up to in your previous point? Is it happening?
I don't think so, and I actually disagree. So AI is making, I'm going to use horse carts, it's making faster horses or faster horse carts. If you think about, like Roy, I agree with you that, there used to be, 50 years ago, there was a register, right? Now it has become a sleek POS, right? 25 years ago, there was an enterprise team which was leveraging data or their gut to do pricing. And I really love the AI-based pricing. It's helping them.
Yeah.
25 years ago, people used to do, we have innovated in consumers, like pay by plate. I think it's an amazing idea, right?
Yeah.
And so, but the retail store has the people who serve the consumers are still spending most of their time ringing transactions. They should be focusing on customer service. A consumer should look at a retail store differently. For them, hey, here I get points, I have better frictionless experience, but I'm still going into the store. So that's where I think.
That's a great point.
That's where I think. So I've been a retailer 10 years and I just jumped ship to VenHub. I think VenHub is going to get us at least closer to cars, a different way of doing retail. Why do we need store employees, right, to pick up items or to ring up items, right? Consumers have learned e-commerce last 25 years, 30 years. They should order. Robots don't make less mistakes than humans, right? Or no mistakes. They should serve them up, right? So a convenience store in my mind is going to be, or a convenient retail is going to be replaced by a store like VenHub, where robots are serving it up And yes, it's leveraging software, it's leveraging robotics, it's leveraging AI, and maybe this, I would love to hear how Vusion can help us do more dynamic pricing.
Well, maybe on that, I was listening to what Andreas, your CTO, said in the session yesterday, and he said to make AI effective, we have to look at the challenges that need to be solved and apply it, as opposed to, I think that's a good way of looking at it, isn't it?
Yeah, look, and to Tarang's point, in terms of, actually, funny enough, just on certain things, legislation would have to change too, right? So, in the UK, we have very, very strict laws on alcohol, and even, in terms of, so I think it takes a bit of lobbying. Government have to come on board with this, otherwise sometimes we can be delayed in terms of, and delaying innovation. But in terms of, we're sitting here and we have partners like Zebra, and they have Smart Shopper. And in the UK this semester, you saw Sainsbury's come out and 25% of their customers are now using Smart Shopper up on last year. So that means it's exactly to your point, they want less friction, right? So basically they don't want to go to a register, they want to check out and they want to move quickly and get out of the store. I think that's a small innovation, but if we can then add a better customer experience where they get their couponing, they have geolocation, they can start to query us in terms of the narcissist in us all about our nutrition or even calories, or linking it to devices that can work on your health. That's all for play here. I think you can do some amazing.
I want to jump in, and there's something that's bothering me as somebody who's driven in Europe.
Yeah.
I have lived in US 25 years.
Yeah.
I have never been in a situation where I go to a gas station and I cannot dip my credit card or debit card outside and fill myself, right? I don't have to go inside and pay unless I choose to. In Europe, in 95+% of stores, I don't have an option of paying outside. I go to the pump, I park my car there, right? Somehow I convince the store or associate to open the pump, fill gas, then stand in line inside, right? So legislation or no legislation, right? Retailers, and I'm taking ownership, I was a retailer, right? Retailers have to care for their customers and not think that, hey, if we let consumers pay at the pump, they won't buy inside. The largest market, convenience market in the world, in US, we've had this for at least 25 years.
So that's a great point, Tarang. What are the key challenges that need to be solved by suppliers, vendors?
Yeah, we've seen in certain countries that require attended pumps that major oil companies are starting to push for the adoption of pay at the pump technology because it helps reduce theft and it helps reduce fraud. It also has the potential, when you integrate media and loyalty at the pump, to drive increased basket size and to drive more in-store traffic. And in fact, at Vontier, we have just launched Order at the Pump. So you were talking about mobile ordering and the importance of retailers sort of extending their offerings out into the digital world. Well, we're doing that on the forecourt as well as in mobile. So a customer can order their burger while they're pumping gas and it's ready to go inside after they're done. So I do think that retailers are trying to extend their physical offerings into different channels.
So we're here at NRF. AI is everywhere, isn't it? Everyone has to have AI on their stands, on their booth in some way. How do we navigate that future? Maybe we could just throw that question in. You can jump in and take that. How do we navigate that future?
How do we navigate the future of AI in the store? Right, look, again, you don't want to make retail overcomplicated, right? So it's simplification. I think our job as technology businesses is, I have multiple conversations with retailers and they all tell me we work in silos. They work in silos across their company. I think there's two things. In order for us to be able to deliver AI in store, I think we have to be able to prove to retailers that this has a benefit end-to-end to them, and then make it, and I'm coming back to this point, there is a little bit of, taking out the friction. What I mean by taking out the friction, we're the world's largest provider of digital pricing in the world. but we're also developing computer vision. That's a so what. What we need to be able to do is tell stories where actually we're able to show to retailers if they deploy these technologies over the course of a day, that their on-shelf availability starts at 98% and finishes at 98%, right? So they have more chances to get more perfect baskets to their customer and do that in a frictionless way where they don't have to have multiple vendors providing multiple solutions that don't talk to each other and just overcomplicate their business. Focusing in on what's important to the customer is serving their customers.
I think that's really important. I see retailers becoming more strategic in terms of how they think about purchasing technology, and they're moving away from sort of siloed point solutions to looking for more integrated, modular, interoperable solutions that make it easy for them to bolt on new features, to add new amenities to their stores, and to do all of that while maximizing uptime, right? And so I think that's really important in this space right now.
So I think AI needs to, I think we need to look at the outcomes instead of trying to put AI in the store and making the existing tasks more intelligent.
Yeah.
I think AI needs to make humans smarter. I think AI needs to serve the consumers better. AI needs to assist the humans that serve the consumers in a more delightful way. And my opinion there, Dan, if you let me elaborate, that is, when I walk the show, right, I'm seeing 3 or 4 things, right? And I've seen that in the same things 10 years. This year, there is a lot of AI put in. A better POS. Now it's a sleeker model. Better consumer experience. It's integrated with their online and off in the store. Better inventory management system. Leveraging more data, right? But it's still staying in the box, in the horse cart. I feel that there is an opportunity to build something scalable, leveraging AI, that makes customer associates do more customer service. Yeah. And that's where I want to bring up why I have moved on to VenHub. I go to this store, I'm used to a e-commerce experience. I select my products, right? Those products are served up by the robots in average 32 seconds, right? And when I'm closer to the bin, I open it so nobody can take it away. I take my product and go away. Now I see that at airports. I'm never able to get water at the airport. At a sporting stadium, I'm never able to get my beer and sandwich or chicken tenders. When I'm picking at a train, I'm never able to get in time, right? Also, I don't want to freaking stand in line, right? No. So I feel like we need to reimagine this. That's what we are trying to do. Yeah. And what I would urge the retailers to do.
Yeah. I think robotics are an interesting space. When I was with the Insights research team last year in Iowa with Quick Trip with a Q, and they were using robotics to manage store cleanliness, which I thought was interesting because we obviously have a labor shortage in the industry, and so we need ways to help our retail customers sort of maximize the value of the labor they do have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I mean, it's been a fantastic conversation. I'll just put one plug in for Smartest Store in the World competition. Entries it's open until March. I'm going around finding entries here. I mean, thank you very much, Elaine, for Vontier's support from the start.
We're delighted
sponsoring
to sponsor.
VenHub for joining us as a sponsor of Smartest Store. And I'm hoping we're going to get some entries from some of your customers, actually.
Oh, we have lots of very smart customers and very smart stores, so absolutely. Yeah.
So thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening to the Future of Convenience podcast, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you for listening to the Future of Convenience podcast, produced by Dan Munford, Jenna Ferguson, and Lorraine Evans. It is produced and edited and mixed by Carolyn Schneer, and music is provided by Jukebox Music. Learn more at globalconvenience.com. Before you go, I want to tell you about a new exciting competition from Insight Research. The Smartest Store in the World competition is focused on the decisive adoption of new technologies. We'll showcase what best practice looks like as the convenience retail industry tips from pilots to production. This competition goes beyond a focus on the four walls of the store and looks at tech developments in the whole retail value chain. Compete to have your store declared the smartest store in the world. Win recognition, press, and the bragging rights of being at the forefront of technology as AI and technology supercharges retail. Entries are due March 26th. The Smartest Store in the World competition is hosted by Insight Research and NACS, along with Accenture serving as the official knowledge partner. It's sponsored by Invenco, powered by Vontier, Plexor, and VenHub. Head over to globalconvenience.com and search the Smartest Store competition to learn more.